It is my honor to invite Shri Nitin Gadkari to deliver his valedictory address at the 9th edition of the Think Education Conclave of the New Indian Express Group, which has been organized virtually for the first time. My friend, Mr. Gadkari, needs hardly introduction. He defies the oftenly repeatedly saying that either my way or highway, as he is always on the highway. He is perhaps the only minister in Narendra Modi's cabinet who is always on the move. He is omnipresent. He addresses almost 3 events or attends meetings on daily basis and also takes decisions faster than any one of us can think of. He has broken many records. He is a genuine and committed follower of his leader, Prime Minister Modi. If Modi is a man with a mission, Nitin Bhai is an idea machine. He has solutions for every problem. I would like Mr. Nitin Gadkari to speak on education and entrepreneurship, creating an army of job makers. Our overall theme of the conclave is lessons for a new world. Nitin Bhai, you are most welcome to express your ideas because I don't have to tell you what you have to speak.
Namaskar.
Namaskar.
All dear friends, it is a great pleasure for me to interact with Prabhuji and New Indian Express. Our country, always I define it as we are a rich country with a poor population. The country is rich, but the population is poor. That is only because of wrong economic policies, bad and corrupt governance, and visionless leadership. We have got lot of strength as the Indian economy is concerned. Our software engineers are doing excellent job in the whole world. Our doctors are very much reputed in the UK and USA. As an Indian doctor, they have some special reputation. Regarding Atmanirbhar Bharat, where we need cooperation from the all stakeholders, what is exactly the concept of Atmanirbhar Bharat? The presently, we need to understand the economic situation of last 70-80 years of the country. Before 47, 80 to 85% population belongs to rural India. And Mahatma Gandhi was always defined it as Bharat Gaon mein basta hai. So actually 85% of the population when belongs to rural India, agriculture India, tribal India, forest area. Particularly this area now presently we have 115 aspirant districts. But the one thing which is very important and exactly on the basis of that we need to plan the policy for the future. That important policy is 30% there is a migration from urban area, from rural area to urban area. The population in the metro cities like Delhi, Mumbai, Kolkata, Chennai and Bangalore is increased. Not by 2-3 times, but the 10-15 times. And the population from the rural India coming to these metro cities, it is only because of employment. The life standards, particularly the rural area, now have no availability of schools, colleges, hospitals, no entertainment and no employment. The one of the reason is it is not proper, but one thing which I want to indicate that the last 70-80 years of the economy, we neglect rural India, agriculture India, tribal India, forest India, and that's the reason that we have 115 aspirant districts. And where the contribution per capita income and GDP from this area is very negligible. Now presently in Indian economy, the agriculture sector contributes 8 to 12%. The manufacturing sector coming to 22 to 24%. And the service sector, it comes to 52 to 56%. Now the population belongs to agriculture is the 65% presently is in the agriculture, rural and tribal India. And where income is only 8 to 12%. So this is the time that we need to think if we want to make Atmanirbhar Bharat. What is the meaning of Atmanirbhar Bharat? The meaning of Atmanirbhar Bharat is we need to increase our export. We need to create increase per capita income and GDP growth into the all part of the country. We need to develop we need to reduce our imports, and at the same time, as education, health sector, everywhere, we need to have take some qualitative reform. Actually, we are making road construction. When I had taken charge as a minister, it was coming to the 2 kilometer per day. But now today it comes to 35 kilometer per day. So we are now going to march ahead toward the target of 40 kilometer per day. I remember the sentence of American President John Kennedy. The John Kennedy says that the American roads are not good because America is rich, but America is rich because American roads are good. So for the prosperity, we need industries. For industries, we need capital investment. Without capital investment, we cannot create employment potential. And without employment potential, we cannot eradicate poverty. Now, this is the time for the country that we need to think into the two parts. The urban India is India, and the rural India, agricultural India is Bharat. I remember one of the great thinker, activist, who were completely devoted for agriculture, Sharad Joshi. He always take it as India versus Bharat. I'm not taking it in a India versus Bharat, but I am talking you in the sense that it is the responsibility of India that is to develop Bharat equally. We cannot discriminate anybody on the basis of caste, creed, sex, religion, on any reason it may be. Sabka saath, sabka vikas. Social equality and economic equality is very important. And for that reason, we need to change our policies. I always tell to the people that you can donate eye, but you cannot donate vision. So appropriate vision for making Atmanirbhar Bharat is very important. So what is in this Atmanirbhar Bharat where we are thinking, where we need cooperation from all stakeholders? The first of all, the government had decided to make the infrastructure of 111 lakh crores. Actually, this infrastructure is in power. Because for development, we need four important things which are very important. That is water, power, transport, and communication. Regarding communication, we are already developed our country. Now 4G, 6G, we are on the path of that. The information technology, the electronics, digital India, and you know that lot of development is going on. So this is the future. And we need to manufacture hardware in India. Now our petroleum import bill is 8 lakh crore. We need to develop computer hardware and electronic hardware in the country. If we will not develop it, then our import will be within 5 years. It will be more than 25 lakh crores. We need to have manufacture mobile phone, laptop, everything here. For telecommunication instrument also, this is the time for the country that we should to take the upgrade our technology by taking the help of successful technology available in the world. And we should be import substitute and export oriented in the electronic field also. Today, as far as the communication is concerned, we are on the right path. The other important thing is the power. We have already historically, revolutionary, successfully working on solar power, green power. We are making lot of green power projects. One of the projects in Gujarat is the highest in the world. So this is the time that for green power is very important. The three important things which are the pillars of Indian society. One is ethics, second is economy, and third is ecology and environment. I feel that as far as the economy is concerned, I will talk about it, but as far as ecology and environment is very important. Presently, we are getting power from thermal power from the coal, and the pollution is a big concern. Either it is automobile pollution or either it is pollution from the power. This is the time that we need to take the action and we need to improve ecology and environment of the country. It is very important. It is independently a different subject. But presently, because of the pollution, air pollution and water pollution, we are facing a lot of problem. So this is the time that first of all, we need to resolve the problem of pollution. And for that reason, we have taken decision. In automobile sector, we are for the future. We are using the technology, ethanol, methanol, biodiesel, bio-CNG, electric, and hydrogen fuel cell. As a transport minister, I am very much confident that within 2 years, the price of electric car and petroleum car, the price of two-wheeler, petroleum two-wheeler and electric two-wheeler, and price of diesel bus and electric bus will be equal. And electric is an indigenous fuel. We are power surplus. The lithium ion battery which we are using in the electric vehicle, the 81% of the lithium ion battery already we are making in India. I am confident that within 6 months, we will be in position to make 100% lithium ion battery in the country. Then there is no problem about lithium. There are a lot of feeling in the market that the lithium is the shortage of lithium is there. It is not the problem. Presently, we will accept the lithium ion technology on that, and we will see that our electric vehicle we will start on the lithium ion battery. But at the same time, it is a great pride for me that 1 month before we have a long, big meeting from ISRO, DRDO, our all technical organizations, research organization of science and technology, advisor of Prime Minister, science and technology advisor also was there. And at that meeting, we have decided to work on zinc ion, metal ion, particularly that theory, zinc ion, aluminum ion, sodium ion, and steel ion. We are also working on hydrogen fuel cell. From water, we will get green hydrogen. And our future is that we will run our all buses transport on green hydrogen. Already we have taken initiative for that. We can make the ethanol economy size is 20,000 crore, and within 5 years we want to make it of 2 lakh crore. The biofuel economy, the ethanol, bio-CNG. Now we have giving permission, not making ethanol only from rice, from sugarcane juice or molasses or BAB molasses. But now government is giving permission to make ethanol from rice, about food grain, corn and wheat and everything. Because we have corn surplus, rice surplus, wheat surplus and sugar surplus. Presently, we are already the international price and market price. Compare with wheat, rice, corn, is actually our MSP is higher than international price and market price. Just it was reported in the parliament that 4 lakh crore from the government we are just spending to giving farmer for giving their MSP. So this is the time that diversification of agriculture towards energy and power sector. The most important thing is the solid waste management and liquid waste management. We can make this economy of 5 lakh crore. I can give hundreds of examples, successful example. In my own city in Nagpur, we are selling our sewage water to Maharashtra government for power generation and getting 325 crore rupees as a royalty. In Mathura, in Namami Gange, I initiate the project. The company Triveni Engineering, we are now recycling 80 MLD sludge of Mathura, and clean water we are giving to Indian Oil, and they are giving 20 crore royalty every year for clean Ganga mission. So there are a lot of projects. We can get from that water, from solid waste management, liquid waste management, we get methane. And by byproduct methane from CO2, we will get bio-CNG. So 100% we can make biofertilizer. So there are a lot of new technology which are available, and we need to apply that technology into rural agriculture and tribal field, and where we can use the technology by which we can make Indian economy strong to create more employment potential, particularly solid waste management and liquid waste management. So the ecology and environment is the main concern. The other is the water, power, transport and communication. As far as the power, we are surplus. We are marching ahead towards green power. We are now breaking world record, and already a lot of green power we are generating. The other important thing is water. We don't have shortage of water. We need planning in water. My NGO has get international award. Just it's a great award. It's because of water conservation. We have a mission. We are in missionary mode in Maharashtra because I'm from Vidarbha, where 10,000 farmer suicides are there. very simple slogan, दौड़ने वाले पानी को चलने के लिए लगाओ, चलने वाले पानी को रुकने के लिए लगाओ, और रुके हुए पानी को जमीन को पीने के लिए लगाओ। गांव का पानी गांव में, खेत का पानी खेत में, घर का पानी घर में। आज देखो, वाटर प्रॉब्लम इज नॉट द प्रॉब्लम ऑफ होल कंट्री। वाटर प्रॉब्लम इज a problem of Gujarat, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, Karnataka, Andhra, Telangana, Tamil Nadu, then Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh, and Orissa. So here lot of water is going to the sea. When I was water resources minister, there is a lot of dispute between Karnataka and Tamil Nadu related with the water of Kaveri. At that time, the river connectivity project, taking surplus water from one basin to another basin, we have planned, and this is very important for Tamil Nadu. At that time, I prepared the scheme. Taking the Polavaram Dam, it is a very, very big dam. We are spending 60,000 crore on Polavaram. As a water resource, I help them. And still after this dam, 1,300 TMC of water is going to the sea. So we have decided to take this water, 400 TMC of water, which is going to the sea. In place of sea, we will take this water from Godavari to Krishna, Krishna to Pennar, and Pennar to Kaveri. It is going to the tail end of Tamil Nadu. So that was the dream project which is going to resolve the water problem of the Tamil Nadu. We need water in Tamil Nadu. At the same time, we can encourage breach cum bandhara. I am making 170 breach cum bandhara in Maharashtra. In Latur, probably you remember, we have taken water by railway. That was the water problem. There. So we are making 3 breach cum bandhara, means the bridge is there. At the same time, we stop the water, and up to 7 to 8 kilometer water is there. It can be used for water conservation. It can use for drinking water. It can use for irrigation. So there is a lot of new innovation in water conservation. Exactly the most important thing for the country and most important issue is river connectivity program. And the second thing is most water conservation program. The most important thing when I was Minister of Water, so there are 13 disputes from 1970 between the states. And it's really a great pleasure for me. We resolved all the subject, only 3 out of which was the problem. Regarding Punjab, Haryana, Rajasthan, I resolved all the issues. But there is one problem, actually, that is related with Uttar Pradesh and Madhya Pradesh, is Ken Betwa. Just 8-10 days before it was resolved. And there was 2 projects. In Maharashtra and Gujarat, there are still problem. One is Pinjar, Daman Ganga Pinjar, and other is the Tapi Nar Narmada. Actually, 2 projects we can make it, river connectivity project. We can resolve the water problem of Maharashtra. So this is the time that this is not an impossible problem. We can resolve it. And even the sewage water available in the different cities, we can take money, we can get money from that. We can solve the problem related with the air water pollution, and we can resolve the issue. At the time of Ganga, it was a great task and challenge with me as a minister. We have awarded 70 to 80% of the total project of 25,000 crore we have sanctioned. And Prabhuji, it is a great work in my life. At the time of the Kumbh when I was there, it was Aviral and Nirmal Ganga. So still the projects are going that Ganga is polluted in Kanpur everywhere. And we have decided to take 40 rivers and nalas who are connecting to Ganga. Actually, lot of work is going on in this direction. We need to improve this water pollution problem in the many rivers. It's a big task. For the future economy and for the future Atmanirbhar Bharat, the water problem is the most important problem. Water, power, these are 2 crucial problems. And we have got the enough potential that we can resolve that. In Atmanirbhar Bharat, making infrastructure for power, water, we are doing lot of projects. Our irrigation in the country is approximately 35 of the land is irrigated. But we can make it 55 to 60% of the land irrigated. For that purpose, we should not irrigate water through the canal, but we can make drip irrigation, by which we can increase the use of water 3 times more and increase the production by 2.5 times agriculture production. So as you take the example of Israel, lot of farmers are doing this on our country. So my second important thing is about the infrastructure. We are making waterways, we are making ports. Our 12 major ports are doing excellent jobs. At the time when I was Minister for Shipping and Ports, we increased our capacity 2 to 3 times. We have completed waterways in Ganga from Varanasi to Haldia. Then Haldia to Brahmaputra, the Bengal Sea was there. And for Bengal Sea, we complete the dredging in Brahmaputra. Even I enter into Bangladesh for Mungli Port, complete the dredging. Then we complete the dredging for Barak River. And now we can make waterways in India. Waterways and sea transport is the future for the country. We can start amphibious seaplane. We don't need airport. We have at the time when I was minister, we clear all the things and we started amphibious seaplane in Gujarat for Sardar Sarovar. And now I am estimating the cost of this plane, 18-seater plane, into 16 to 18 crore. It is amphibious. So we can make 5,000 water ports, and where the plane can start, it can 100% going to change our transport sector. So this is the future. We can start catamaran, hovercrafts, airboats, and increase the tourism. Already in Mumbai to Goa, we have already started the cruise tourism. There's a huge potential. We can create a lot of employment potential. In Varanasi also, the cruise tourism is there. So 100%, this is a field where we need to develop good infrastructure. So regarding the water transport, I am giving one example. If today 85% of our traffic and passenger traffic and goods traffic is on the road, the railway is reducing their traffic. This is not good. Our first priority is to waterways, second priority to railway, and third priority to road, and fourth priority to aviation. By going by road, for example, the cost is 10 rupees. By going by waterways, the cost is only 1 rupees. Going by railway, cost is 6 rupees. Going by road is 10 rupees, and going by waterways is only 1 rupees. So we need to develop. And Prabhuji, I am telling you, I am not a leader who is only talking nonsense. I have prepared the project for World Bank, starting from Yamuna in Delhi, making dredging in Yamuna, and starting waterways from Delhi, going to Mathura, Mathura to Agra, Agra to Etawah, Etawah to Allahabad. Allahabad to Varanasi, I have completed waterways. 2-meter draft is there. And Varanasi up to Northeast, Southeast Asia. Even going to China, Bangladesh, everywhere you can go waterways. My dream was taking the material of Punjab and Haryana into Delhi from Sonipat, Panipat. We can make the waterways and taking this material into the barge and the ship and taking it up to the China, up to the Indonesia, Malaysia. And this can be a revolutionary change in the country. Because the logistic cost is the concern. The logistic cost in USA and European countries is 12%. Logistic cost in China is 8%. And you go anywhere in the European country, industrial area is near to the river. And because of waterways, their logistic cost is very less. And Indian logistic cost is 18%. Our target is we need to reduce logistic cost up to 12%. By which we will be more competent in international market. We will increase our export and we will get good business from the whole world. So this is the time that we need to reduce the logistic cost, power cost, and at the same time production cost. By labor cost and by reducing production cost and improve the quality. Without compromising the quality, we will be successful, particularly in the export market. So this is exactly the idea behind it, because our policy is import, we want to reduce, export, we want to increase, and we want to develop agriculture, rural and tribal area. The last my point is with the Atmanirbhar Bharatis. The agriculture, rural, tribal India, 115 aspirant districts are the basically our highest priority. Presently, as a MSME minister, my ministry, my MSMEs contribute 30% in the GDP growth. And 48% of the export of our country is from MSME. And up till now, we have created 11 crore jobs. But now our idea is to take it this 30% of contribution in GDP, we want to take it up to 40%. 48% of the export, we want to take it up to 60%. And we are planning for creating 5 crore new jobs. Now the village industry, Khadi Gramodyog and village industry turnover is 88,000 crore. And within 5 years, we can want to make it 5 lakh crores. I will show you some samples. This is the paint in my room. Actually, I'll show it. It is from cow dung. We can make this paint of international standard. The all laboratories has verified it, and it is of the international standard. The cost is half of the whatever the paints and distemper available in the market. This is the paint from the renowned company. So the half of the price, the farmer will get 5 rupees per kg for cow dung. Suppose he has got 5 animals, he will get 15,000 rupees per month. So I am searching the technology which are going to create employment potential in the village area, and where we are working on that line. And I am confident that 100% we are working on it. I will give you the example of this is fabric. This is 50% cotton and 15% bamboo. And these are the, Prabhuji, you can use this shirt also. So beautiful shirts from 50% bamboo and 50% cotton. We need to develop jute, coir, bamboo, linen, cotton mixer, silk, sericulture silk, which is Banarasi silk. And we can make a lot of imports. We are making shoes in Khadi Gramodyog, and we are using Khadi denim in it. The Levi's is a company in the USA. They are taking our all Khadi denim to USA. And now we are making shoes from this Banarasi silk, Madhubani painting, and is this Khadi the denim, Khadi denim also we are using for that. So by new designs, new quality, new vision, we need to develop the new products using the best technology available in the world. On the basis of that, my target is to make Indian village industry and rural economy turnover. We want to take it up to 5 lakh crores. We are going to create more jobs in rural agriculture, tribal India, and by which 100%, whatever the imbalance presently there, we can remove that imbalance. And जो लोग गांव से आए वो गांव वापस जाएंगे फिर से एक बार. There will be good colleges, good schools. There is internet is already there. There is a drinking water problem, no problem with there. We are making scheme for that. There will be Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, houses are there. We can make smart cities. Not only smart cities, we can make smart villages. So this is exactly the future of India. And this future is exactly the thinking of Atmanirbhar Bharat of Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji. And our economy is very strong. I am confident in due course of time, we are 100% going to make Indian economy #1 global economy in the world. Our Atomol Industries turnover is for 7,50,000 crore. It is under my ministry, and I am confident that within 5 years we will make it 10 lakh crores, and we will be the #1 manufacturing hub in the world, automobile hub in the world, and all brands are present in India. So India has got a very bright future. There are problems because of COVID-19. We are facing some crucial problem. In economy also we are facing some problem. But we will win over the situation. And I always talking to the people giving 3 songs which inspired me and motivated one of Atal Bihari Vajpayee's, that kadam se kadam milakar chalna hoga. The second is कोशिश करने वालों की कभी हार नहीं होती. And third is हम होंगे कामयाब. So this is a great dream of our Prime Minister to make India Atmanirbhar Bharat, and I am confident that 100% we will achieve that goal in due course of time. Thank you. Thank you very much. Namaskar.
Thank you. Namaskar. Gadkari ji, as usual, you are full of energy and ideas, and I think Mr. Modi needs more ministers like you in his cabinet. Basic thing, because since it's education conclave, you talked about 4 E's in your lecture: ethics, economy, ecology, and environment. I want to add the 5th E, education, because you spoke in the last term, because India lives in villages. You said कि जो है भारत जो है गांव में रहता है. Question arises here, as you rightly pointed out, that 60% of Indian population gets only 10 to 12% of GDP. And you said कि लोग शहर से गांव की तरफ वापस जाएं. For that, what your ideas of rural India, your ideas of creating industries and or job opportunity, 5 crore job create करेंगे. It is all linked to not education. Formal education, I am not talking about it. But you have to collect, for example, Gandhi Kamadevji you have got. How you want to link the rural skill, जो चीजें आपने बताई हैं कि बैम्बू से शर्ट बनना है या कोई और लोकल चीजें आपने बनाई हैं, whatever you have made local, Smriti Irani ji is doing her own job. But that skill development in place of formal किताबी जो पढ़ाई जाती है, उसके लिए your ministry, MSME, particularly Khadi Gramodyog, because it exists in all the villages almost. Why can't you use that to create informal education, skill development in the rural area, जो वहाँ के बच्चे हैं, लड़कियां हैं, they can also contribute in the production process and they get not only skill, they also get the market.
Actually, Prabhuji, you are absolutely correct, 100% correct. And this, whatever the 2 points you raised about the education, skill, and giving employment is very important. The skill development, actually, because of short of time, I cannot touch that subject. The education is most important thing. The value-based education, knowledge is the power. Innovation, entrepreneurship, science, technology, research, skill, and successful practices. We name it as a knowledge, and conversion of knowledge into wealth is the future for the country. You are absolutely correct. 100%. We need to concentrate more on education. And actually, the education is going to decide the future of this country. And the other part of your 100% is equally correct. I will add this fourth E in my 3's as a education. And the other important thing is with education, we need to develop business-oriented skill development training.
Correct.
This is very important. Because you may have a good degree, but you must understand the skilled. And for that reason, the poor population, which is socially, economically, educationally backward, we need to develop their skilled, giving them training, giving them support of appropriate machinery, and making the products of international standard. So exactly, you are absolutely correct. Your 2 points are 100%. I am supporting that. And 100% these are the part of our Atmanirbhar Bharat, and we will take it. And the other part also, I have not touched too much because of time, that is of health sector. We can create lot of medical, at least we can make 600 medical colleges, at least 50 AIMS. We can open 500 colleges for nursing, for paramedical courses. There is a huge potential is available in medical sector. We are making medical devices, just like different type of devices in the country. Huge potential is available. The pharmaceutical sector, our export is very big. We can make that. We have the capability of all the things. So with education and skill development, we have the health sector is equally important. And the third important thing is we need to develop the young generation to give them facility for sports. Every village there will be a ground where we have students who can make practice for their Indian games and even for other games also. So this is exactly we can build new India. So you are absolutely correct. For that reason, we have to make the vision for India in the different sector. We have to consider all points because of short of time. It was not time for me to get more explain about it. But people like you who can make it to be elaborate in a way and making a future vision for India for next 50 years. How we can make Indian economy globally number one. How we can make India as number one country. And I am telling you one thing. I am the person, many times I am talking about a lot of new ideas out of box. But Prabhuji, in my whole life, my emphasis is, first of all, on the ground level, we want to implement that. Whatever I am talking, only talking is not sufficient. We need on to grassroots level to implement the things. And in many of the cases today, what I am talking with you, 90% of the things what I am talking with you in my ministry, already we have implemented, and that is very important. Because theory is important, but the practical is more important than that. So the implementation on the grassroots level is very, very important.
I'll ask you the last question. The question is, you have got a KVIC with you. Because that is, as I told you, why don't you connect the KVIC outlets with the rural areas where they can give skill training by products created by them It can be you like you are buying for corporate, you're getting Raymond involved into it, you are getting the various people. But KVIC should be connected with the rural India. That was the whole idea of Mahatma Gandhi at that time. So KVIC is becoming such a big organization, corporatized, because it's doing a good work and it's improving very well. So I think you can create employment. You can also create informal education skill development by KVIC household becoming the household name, giving them training as well. And like चरखा आप लोगों ने बनाया, बाकी चीजें बनाई, मोमबत्तियां बनाई. So why can't you expand that into that area?
Actually, Prabhu, you are absolutely correct. And now we have Amazon they have taking 70,000 crore material of Indian MSMEs. And you know the success story of Amazon. Yeah. Then Alibaba size is 6 times the budget of Indian economy, the Alibaba's turnover. So in the cooperation of State Bank, we are making starting our portal for MSME and Khadi Gramodyog, and the name is Bharat Craft. And the project now is ready, and within a month we are going to launch this portal. And whatever you are expecting from us, all this paint, this Prakrutik paint and everything, Khadi Gramodyog, everything will be available on that site, and there will be a professional portal like Amazon and Alibaba. Our Bharat Craft will be there, and 100% it will going to fulfill your all expectations, and it will encourage the rural agriculture, tribal youth, industries, handloom, handicrafts, Khadi, Gramodyog, and will give them good turnover.
This is the last question. Everything depends on good governance. Good governance, because Prime Minister Modi has been talking about good governance, and you have been talking about, I'm saying you're so active that you're speaking on every subject everywhere. Without even looking at the books, you can talk on any subject anywhere. I've seen from medical education to agriculture to water to technology. You are the master of all the experts thing. So when it comes to good governance, that is what is lacking in India. How you ensure good governance from top to bottom? It is top-down approach has to be there.
Actually, I want to give you some details about it. Just I am talking with the Parliament question. Aadhaar authentication based contactless services. Only in my department today I am getting this information. List of services made contactless, digitalized. Learner's license, renewal of driving license for which test of competence to drive is not required. Duplicate driving license, change of address in driving license and certificate registration, issue of international driving permit, surrender of class vehicle from license, application for technology registration of motor vehicle, application for registration of motor vehicle with fully built body, application for issue of duplicate certificate registration, application for grant of NOC for certificate of registration, notice of transfer of ownership of motor vehicle, application for transfer of ownership of motor vehicle, intimation of change of address in certificate of registration, application for registration for driver training for accredited driver training center, application for registration of motor vehicle of diplomatic officer, application for assignment of fresh registration mark of motor vehicle of diplomat officer, endorsement of hire purchase agreement, termination of hire purchase agreement, already returned to all states. Yeah, already we have started all digitized. The most important thing is you have to take your that RTO tax record, driving license with you. But we have making a special provision for that. Now driving license can be renewed anytime between 1 year before it expiry till on your after its expiry. Now this all documents are available in your mobile phone. You can show. Then a dealer point registration is also online. All forms and fees online. Documents in electronic form. Legally, all online. Driving license renewed online. International driving permit can be made online. Vehicle recall portal be registered. Complaints about a defect is online. So our government has at least a close 1,500 acts. Utne kaide khatam ho gaye. And everywhere in the department we have taken a lot of decisions regarding the ease of business. And it is to be a corruption-free system. Because everything you need to go to an RTO office. So now everything is now national permit, digitalized. You don't need to go to the office. So we have taken a lot of decision and already there is a lot of change. And I feel that 100% the ease of business, I am giving you the guarantee. From last 75 years, 72, 73 years, whatever the reform for ease of business taken by our government under the leadership of Modi ji, just 6 years our track record compare with the previous government, I will tell you at least 5 times more. And every department has taken a lot of decision. You are equally important that we need to improve ease of business. There are some sectors where we need to work more regarding corporations, municipal corporation systems, and there we need some digitalize the system, the sanction of maps and other thing. But we need to develop this, and we are on the path, and we will make it that.
Last question, you see, is about Think Education Conclave. You see what we have been trying for the past 8 years. I believe that India के अंदर जो आपने कहा है, it is possible only when the Indian education system change, technology implementation, thinking, the way you think. It has to be done. जब तक Indian education का भारतीयकरण नहीं होगा, तब तक आत्मनिर्भर भारत नहीं बन सकता. ये मेरा मानना है. आप इसे सहमत है कि नहीं?
देखिए, भारतीयकरण के अर्थ क्या है ये पहले समझना होगा. देखो, ज्ञान, विज्ञान, तंत्र विज्ञान, इनोवेशन, एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप, साइंस, टेक्नोलॉजी, नॉलेज एज ए पावर. हमें दुनिया की सबसे बेस्ट टेक्नोलॉजी होगी लेनी चाहिए. जो वर्ल्ड में अच्छा है वो स्वीकारना चाहिए. तो पहली बात, नॉलेज एज ए पावर विच इज इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर एजुकेशन. सेकेंड थिंग, इकोनॉमी, इसके लिए स्किल डेवलपमेंट, ट्रेनिंग और जॉब अपॉर्चुनिटीज क्रिएट करना एजुकेशन के द्वारा. सभी लोगों ने रिसर्च स्कॉलर बनने की आवश्यकता नहीं है. कोई ड्राइवर बनेगा, कोई स्पेशली कोई स्किल जॉब करेगा, वही कोई डेंटिस्ट क्या काम करेगा वही काम करेगा. तो स्किल, ट्रेन, मैन पावर उसको तैयार करना. और तीसरी, जिससे रोजगार मिलेगा, क्योंकि रोजगार जब तक नहीं मिलेगा तो एजुकेशन और ट्रेनिंग का और स्किल का कोई मतलब नहीं है. तो सब लोग रोजगार के लिए नहीं, कोई रिसर्च के लिए जाएंगे, कोई डॉक्टरेट होंगे, कोई ये जाएंगे. और द थर्ड इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग विच इज रिलेटेड विथ यूर क्वेश्चन, that is value based education and value based family system. मूल्य, जीवन मूल्य, जैसे परिवार पद्धति is the strength for Indian society. इतिहास, संस्कृति और विरासत के आधार पर, वैल्यूज के आधार पर, वैल्यूज आर वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. मैं गलत काम नहीं करूंगा, मैं ईमानदारी से काम करूंगा, गलत मार्ग से नहीं जाऊंगा. ये जो संस्कार है, दीज आर द वैल्यूज, वो एजुकेशन के द्वारा भविष्य के नागरिकों में निर्माण करनी होगी. तो एक तरफ ज्ञान, विज्ञान, तंत्र विज्ञान से प्रगति, देश इकोनॉमी नंबर 1 पर जाएगी. दूसरी ओर इतिहास, संस्कृति, विरासत और वैल्यू बेस्ड एजुकेशन, जिसका नाम आपने भारतीयकरण दिया है. कभी कभी लोग इसको मिसअंडरस्टूड करते हैं, पर जो भारतीय संस्कृति, इतिहास, विरासत, आयुर्वेद, योग, विज्ञान से लेकर सब हमारी है, उसके साथ वैल्यूज जो हमारी सबसे बड़ी विशेषता है, जो विवेकानंद जी ने कही है, उस वैल्यूज के आधार पर शिक्षा के द्वारा संस्कार करके हमें भविष्य का नागरिक भी ऐसा बनाना है कि जो केवल भौतिकवाद और भोग विलास में नहीं होगा, तो वो मूल्याधिष्ठित जीवन पद्धति के आधार पर वर्ल्ड के लिए आदर्श भी बनेगा.
मैं आप ही का सेंटेंस आई एम गोइंग टू कोट यू बिकॉज़ वेदर यू आवर वेस्टर्न एजुकेशन सिस्टम व्हिच यू हैव बीन फॉलोइंग एंड करप्शन सिस्टम व्हिच हैज हैपेंड हैज कन्वर्टेड भारत इनटू इंडिया. Whether you would like to have a system which converts India into Bharat.
Exactly, you need to understand the meaning of two subjects. भारत एंड इंडिया, मैंने जो एक्सप्लेन किया आपको कि ग्रामीण, कृषि, रूरल, ट्राइबल, एग्रीकल्चर इंडिया, जहां 65% पॉपुलेशन बसती है, जो दिल्ली, मुंबई, बेंगलोर, चेन्नई से उनका कनेक्ट नहीं हो पा रहा, वो सोशली, इकोनॉमिकली, एजुकेशनली बैकवर्ड है. और इसलिए अर्बन इंडिया और रूरल इंडिया का भारत, इसके बीच की गैप कम करना होगा, सस्टेनेबिलिटी को बढ़ाना होगा, वहां रोजगार के अवसर तैयार करने होंगे, हेल्थ सेक्टर, एजुकेशन सेक्टर में फैसिलिटी क्रिएट करनी पड़ेगी, 24 आवर बिजली मिलेगी, हर देहात के घर में इंटरनेट.
नितिन जी, आप बड़े उसमें, मैं सीधा सवाल है मेरा एकदम कि भारत का विकास होना चाहिए या इंडिया का विकास होना चाहिए?
देखो, दोनों का विकास होना चाहिए, दोनों एक में को पूरक है, किसी के साथ अन्याय नहीं होना चाहिए, दोनों एक दूसरे को पूरक है. अगर इंडिया में कैपिटल तैयार होगा और वो अगर भारत में जाएगा तो वहां की गरीबी, भुखमरी, बेरोजगारी दूर होगी, वहां रोजगार तैयार होगा. मैं इसमें विवादों में नहीं पढ़ना चाहता. मैंने शब्दों के पीछे जो स्पिरिट है, बिटवीन लेटर एंड स्पिरिट, वो स्पिरिट मेरा जो है, जो मैंने आपको कहा वही है.
चलो, आपने बहुत अच्छी बातें कही. यू सेड सो मेनी आइडियाज, यू हैव गिवन एवरीबॉडी Fond of you anyway. Everybody knows the minister who's the most active minister in Modi's cabinet. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
Modi.